A humbug bear, giant fish beware, product reviews everywhere. Man, we got some news.
What's up, everyone? My name is Akshat.
And my name is Vineet. In this podcast, we'll provide you with some entertaining stories to lighten up your day.
So sit back, stand up, lay down, take a bow as we share some news.
All right, yo, Akshat, what is going on?
Yo, what's up? Everything's good. How's everything going with you?
Things are good. I spent a lot of time before, meeting up for today's podcast, actually looking at some stories. And I think I found some interesting ones. So
No, I can't wait. I can't wait to hear some of these. I'm sure they're going to be great. I know I did some research to get ready for our main story or our main event for tonight. So I think we got a really strong episode ready for our listeners today.
Yeah. So let us do it. All right. So first things first, of course, the month of December has started. And I feel like 2023 2023 just creeping up around the corner. 2022 just ended up real quick. But a lot of people are starting to get into that holiday spirit. But not everyone, especially when it comes to bears.
What?
Yeah. So this is a story about a Nevada man. Okay. And it's a good thing now we have, cameras everywhere. People have their bells, doorbells, Alexa, whatever it is. They got security cameras everywhere. So this guy native to Nevada captured footage of an apparently confused bear, that attempted to make a meal out of an inflatable Rudolph holiday decoration. So
Wait. First of all, I didn't even know Nevada had bears.
Listen, man. Bears can show up anywhere.
Did not know that. I love how you started as Nevada man, just like a challenger to Florida man. And it's like a new challenger approaches.
Well, I'll have you know, Florida man will fight back later on in this article.
Oh, okay. Oh, man.
We're going to have some rivalry going on. So this guy's name, Dave Lester of Zephyr Cove in South Lake Tahoe area, said in a Facebook post that he woke up Saturday morning to find inflatable Rudolph that he had put out for Christmas has been shredded by an early morning visitor. He said, "Sad news," Lester wrote. "Woke up this morning to Rudolph laying on the ground, unresponsive. No amount of CPR or duct tape could revive him." I feel like this probably meant a lot to the guy. He definitely at least tried.
Best friend right there. It's like, Rudolph, no. Who did this to you?
And so the funny thing is, this guy has a bunch of decorations all over his house. He has a winter wonderland painted right in front of his house.
Oh, wow.
And the bear showed no interest in anything else. Frosty the Snowman, I don't care about him. No elves, no Santa, Rudolph. Rudolph is the one.
He wanted those, that good protein. And the bear's like, nah, no. Frosty, no, that's just all empty calories. That's nothing. That's water. Santa, no, that's just fat and carbs. I need that pure protein in Rudolph.
Exactly, yo. So the bears actually are known to frequent the area and are usually spotted around once a week, which is, I guess, a little weird in itself. But they have a little route where they walk right in front of the houses. So what? I don't know. I'd be terrified to live in this
parade
neighborhood.
Of bears.
That's what it looks like. Maybe they walk across this little patch of land, or either they stock up on food or something. And so he said they usually around once a week they go and make this hike. And every other time they showed no interest. But all of a sudden this holiday season, I don't know what happened before, but because they make this, this is a yearly thing. So they put up these decorations, the Bears Cross, and there were a couple of stare downs that happened in the previous years. But for some reason, this was the year.
Wait, the stare down between him and the bear, or Rudolph and the bear?
No, between Rudolph and the bear.
Oh, okay.
There were a couple of stare downs.
He was just standing on his porch looking at the bear every time.
But there are a couple of stare offs that happened, but this time the bear was like, no. You looked at me the wrong way. I'm going to come and get you.
That red nose? Nah. You pointed it in my direction for the last time.
Do this every year, but I'm not going to tolerate it now. So that's the story of Nevada man. But in a related article, this happened, just yesterday or a couple days ago. Florida man, like I said, Florida man would make a appearance. Florida man finds bear sleeping on his front porch.
Okay.
That's it.
They're tired, I guess. He's just, taking a nap.
So Chuck Robbins of Heathrow said he heard there was a bear in his neighborhood, and he went out to try to take photos. But he couldn't locate the bear. First of all, I don't think I'd go around looking for a bear. This is the strength of a Florida man.
Wait, was this before or after he discovered it sleeping on his porch? Because I was like,
it
shouldn't be that hard to find it to take photos. If it's literally
this was before. This was before. He's running around town.
I thought it's like already on his porch. He's like, no, I can't find it. I don't know where it is.
No, this guy's going around. He heard, I don't know, through the grapevine that there are bears in his neighborhood. So first thing he does, takes his camera out, tries to get some footage. What's it called? Robbins said a neighbor contacted him later in the evening. So he came back home and, disappointed he couldn't find any bears. And a neighbor told him that there is a large bear in his yard. The resident looked out the window and discovered that bear was sleeping right on his porch. Now, I know we don't have a visual aspect of this podcast.
Yeah.
But there is footage this guy took, again, because he wanted to take footage the entire time, keep in mind, of the bear just sleeping right on his front door. So
he took some nice pictures and...
Yeah, he took some nice pictures, videos. I don't know how he had the courage to go outside, regardless if a bear is sleeping. It was still moving around.
Well, it depends on what kind of bear it is, right?
It looks like a brown bear.
Okay, so it's not like a grizzly or anything like that, So if it's a black bear, brown bear, they're not as aggressive or dangerous. Well, I guess they're still dangerous, but they're not as aggressive as like grizzlies are.
I mean, that's true. Regardless, I don't want to be attacked by bears.
That's true.
Will not take my chances.
So if you were in Goldilocks, that would just be a terrifying time for you.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I just eat the porridge and get out of there. But I'm sure in the future we'll hear more of Florida men and what they do.
Yeah. So basically, the bear declared a war on Christmas, and then after the first battle was won, he decided to take a nap. He left the town. He ran away. He decided to flee. Like I did my attack. Now it's time to retreat. Go to Florida. Take a nap.
He retired in Florida.
Yeah. Come up with a new battle strategy. We'll come back later. Or that was, like you said, his retirement plan. He's like, I'm gonna mess up this reindeer, and then I'm gonna retire to Florida.
I've been walking this trail now for years. This one guy always gave me the wrong look.
Yeah, and
today
I'm close to retirement. I'm close to retirement age. I'm gonna take him out right before I go. I'm gonna take care of business, and then I'm gonna leave
and retire all the way back in Florida. Okay, so also speaking of bears, I was just looking at any kind of related articles to animals. Did you ever have like any pets growing up? Like any, I don't know, cats, dogs, goldfish?
Did.
What did you got?
I had a great pet. It was a robotic cat.
Oh, I remember that. I actually remember coming to your house and you had a robotic cat.
Yeah, because I was not allowed to get a live pet. So I kept asking for a pet. I still do to this day. Want to get a pet eventually. But yeah, so I kept asking for a pet. The first pet I got was a pet rock.
Of course.
Didn't do anything. But he was great. He was great in helping me out against the bullies. There's a great help in that. But the second pet I got was a robotic cat that kept meowing. If you so-called pet it, its tail would curl and it would purr. And it came with a plastic fish that you could feed it. And if you fed it, it would make noises saying that it was happy.
Wow. I think after I saw that you had a robotic cat, I had gotten a robotic dog. And this was this was like a Christmas present for me or something. Because I remember telling my parents, "Oh, I want a dog," but obviously you can't get a dog.
Yeah.
So since they saw, "Oh, you have a robotic cat, let me get my son a robotic dog. Maybe that'll be a real dog." It was pretty cool.
I also had one of those like dogs that like every 2 seconds sit down and do a backflip.
Yep.
One of those toys.
Yes, I had those too.
And it kept yapping. That was a very annoying toy. It got annoying very fast. But the cat, though, the cat was not bad. I guess it was, ingenious of my parents to find that workaround. Be like, hey, we got you a cat. And then you open the box and be like, it's a robot.
But yeah, so in this story, we're going to be talking about a goldfish. So I actually did have goldfish growing up.
I remember that.
I killed them very quickly.
2 days?
Okay, I think the record was a week. But yes, a couple of them died in like a day or two. I had gotten 3 goldfish in my life, all at the same time. The first one, I think you're right, died in like 2 days. Second one died a few days later. And then I think the other one actually lasted a bit. Because I remember after the first week, we cleaned out the tank, put the fish back in. And I don't know, either the next day or the day after, it was dead.
Did you clean it with like soap or something and left like soap residue? Because that could do it.
I have no idea. It wasn't me cleaning it, just to be clear. I was like very young at the time. Even my
just didn't accept your
mom or dad.
responsibilities. I get what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I didn't think I could have also been overfeeding them because I know every time I went there, I wanted to do something. So I always I needed some kind of pet interaction.
But I feel like they wouldn't die because of that. They just might get fat. But
I don't know, man. But the fish I'm about to talk to you about now, I don't know if they got super fat from eating or what happened. This is a goldfish. Okay. This is a goldfish. So when you think of goldfish, what do you think of? Like the small little things that you have like
in a fish
in your fish tank.
Yeah.
This one is ginormous.
Now, what do you mean by ginormous?
Someone found a 67.4 pound goldfish in France. And I don't even know. What are you supposed to do with that?
Child.
It doesn't even look real. I don't know if I could share this photo with you in some way, but
yeah,
it straight up doesn't even look real. Let me see if I can share this with you.
Like how big is it? Like in terms of like dimensions?
Oh, I have no idea. But you see this guy right here?
Oh my god!
And maybe you can like put this on our Instagram story or something like that, and just
we
share
can
this
definitely
picture.
share this out to just show people. But that is ridiculous! Oh my god!
Like I feel like even looking at the eye, it just doesn't look real. It looks like a robot or something.
But it's huge. Oh my! It's like half the size of his body.
I know, and he must have been pretty big too.
Yeah, he has to be at least like close to 6 feet. So that looks like a 3-foot goldfish.
Yeah, it's freaking ginormous. So I just thought that was an interesting find, and wanted to share that with you. I think he did let the fish go. I feel like these fish are meant to be in the wild, eating everything they could find. All right, so now I'm going to completely switch gears from any kind of animals, and we're going to talk about the lottery. So have you ever done have you ever played the lottery or done anything of that regard?
I have not. I have never.
Have you ever felt like, what, let me just try it anyway. It's like $1. Let me just.
Actually, I take that back. I might have done it. So back when our state lottery was like several $1 billion or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that.
$2 billion or whatever.
Yeah.
At work, all of us had like a pool where we all like pooled in to buy like a bunch of tickets.
Yeah.
And then we're like, yeah, if we get it, we'll all split the winnings like between the 10 of us or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my one and only experience where we put in like $2 each.
Yeah.
And played the lottery. Did nothing happen? Did we win? No, I wouldn't be here if we did. Because if I got even like a few million from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, that was my only experience with it.
Okay. Yeah, I've had like zero experience playing the lottery. I mean, like, I guess as a kid, sometimes on like cereal boxes, you got like, oh, scratch this and you may win free cereal for a year or something like that.
Yeah.
That was my closest experience to, I guess, a lottery.
Oh, I didn't even think about it that way. Like, I remember like McDonald's used to have those stickers on their like boxes. So if you bought like fries, they're like, oh, you could win prizes if you peel this off or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. That was it. That was my extent to lottery. And so the guy I'm about to talk to you felt the same way, right? This guy named Johnny, I lied, completely lied. His name's not Johnny. His name is Danny Johnson. So I was somewhere
Johnny
in the
Danson.
ballpark.
Got it.
So Danny Johnson of Hampton, he told the Virginia, he lives in Virginia, Virginia lottery officials that he was always skeptical about lottery games, and he would literally tell his friends that they're a waste of time and money. And I'm sure you do the same thing. I do the same thing as well. It's like, why spend money on the lottery? And so Johnson said a friend of his started urging him to buy Powerball tickets when the jackpot reached like historical levels. Like you were saying, like the $2 billion when it reached like historical levels. And he's like, and a bunch of his friends were doing this too. And eventually he gave into the pressure. He's like, fine, you know what? I'm just going to buy one ticket. Yeah. So on November 5th of this year, he went on the lottery's website and just picked out a bunch of numbers. Mm-hmm. And he, I guess later, he looked at the winning numbers and he's like, hey, I have a few of those. And he had no idea how much he won because, you know, he never played the lottery.
Yeah.
So this first time player's ticket ended up matching 4 numbers and their Powerball for the 4 Powerball numbers. Mm-hmm. And it earned him $50,000.
Oh, wow.
That were somehow multiplied to $150,000 thanks to his selecting the Power Play option. So this guy never played the lottery in his life, peer pressured by his friends, who probably never won, by the way.
Yeah.
Ended up getting $150,000.
Now the question
and he said,
is,
I have to thank my friends. Yeah.
I was going to say, yeah, well, he thanks his friends. Question is he going to give them some money? Because they're the ones who pressured him into getting it.
See, now here's the dilemma that a lot of people have. Like, for example, if I gave you, right, I buy like, I don't know, 2 lottery tickets that was gifted to me. And if I give you 1 lottery ticket and you end up having like the $100,000 prize, is it your obligation to share that prize with me?
So I would say legally, no.
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah.
Morally, depends on what kind of friend you are. if you are a good friend, like if it's like, you know, for example, us, right? You're my best friend. If you give it to me, boom, I'll share the money with you.
Yeah, yeah.
If it's like a coworker did it during like, I don't know, Secret Santa, he just happened to throw in like a couple of Powerball tickets on top of like the white elephant gift or whatever. Yeah. Probably not going to give him that much. Maybe I'll give him like, if I won 100,000, maybe I'll throw like $1,000 his way. Like, hey, you got me the tickets. Here's $1,000. I feel like he can't complain.
Tell him? Would you even tell him though? Like, oh, by the way, this got me $100,000.
I don't know if I would give the full amount.
Okay.
But I might be like, hey, you know those Powerball tickets you gave me? I ended up winning, so I wanted to give you some because you gave them to me. But that's just me. Like, I know some people will be like, yeah, I'm not saying anything. I'm not telling anyone. I'm keeping all the money to myself. But I just feel like in terms of a moral standpoint or just in terms of like how I would feel, I'd be like, hey, I would have never bought these. You're the reason I got this winning ticket anyways. So let me give you like a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'd probably feel the same way. I think I'm on the exact same boat as you. In other news, in similar news, there was a Michigan man. These are all men of many states. A Michigan man was also inspired by a rising jackpot. He was not pressured by his friends, but he saw the jackpot getting over like $1 billion. And like you were saying, you know, super high jackpots. Apparently that brings a lot of people to play the lottery.
Like, if it's $1 billion, it's $1 billion.
So he used the Michigan Lottery's website to buy his first Powerball ticket when he noticed the size was a lot. So he said, I'd never played Powerball before, but I decided to purchase some tickets when the jackpot got over $1 billion. I was getting ready for work the morning after the drawing, and I remembered I had to check my tickets. I logged onto my lottery account, and I knew I'd won big as soon as I saw my account balance. I could not believe it. He ended up winning also $150,000.
Wow.
And he will use these winnings to work towards remodeling his home and in investments. His final line was, winning is a huge relief and will allow me to do things I otherwise would not have been able to do.
Honestly, though, like, I feel like he has a somewhat plan of what he wants to do with it. At least that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because you always hear stories about people who, like, win the lottery and, like, blow it away on stupid stuff and don't get anything out of it. So at least he seems like he has a logical plan of, like, you know what? I'm going to remodel my house, up the value of the house, put some money into investments, you know, good idea, do that. And kind of just be taken care of. I think the main moral of the story is if you want to play the lottery, do it online.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
and
go
only
to,
do it the first time.
Yeah, and do not go to a bodega. Do not go to a 7-Eleven.
Mm-hmm.
Online is the way to go, and you only play it once.
Play it once, win big,
win $150,000, and then stop playing. Never play again.
Oh, and since I shared the his, I guess, what he's going to do with the money, I forgot to share what the other guy was going to do. This was Janny Donson. He says he has no immediate plans for the winnings, but he's considering a surprise gift for the friend who peer pressured him.
See, that's good. That's good. I like that.
Yep. So now these guys made pretty decent. Well, the first guy didn't really know exactly what to do with his lottery ticket, but these guys made like decent. They didn't go like crazy splurging. So what would you do if you won $150,000 in a lottery tomorrow?
I would probably do something similar. So I would try to definitely like save some of it, put some of it into investments, probably like stocks and things like that. Not too much because like stocks are volatile like crazy. But I would say most of it would probably go into just savings. I would probably use some of it to like pay off some stuff. Yeah. Pay off my car and, do things like that. Yeah,
that's a big one.
And then the rest of it probably would just go into my savings account for like a rainy day. Just save it all. Because I don't want to like blow any of that money, especially if you got a ton of it for, essentially free. Like you don't have to do much work for it.
Yeah.
So got to be smart with your money. I don't know if I would splurge too much. I think whatever's left.
I'd probably splurge on like one item. I wouldn't go obviously like splurging all of it. Maybe like 10,000 or something. I'd go.
Yeah, I think I would try to cap myself. Be like, you know what? I've been meaning to get this for a really long time, but because of cost, I was like iffy about it. Boom, I can splurge on that now. And do that. But I think you really have to have like self-control to make sure that you don't like. Once you start doing it, you don't want it to like start rolling down the hill and accumulating more and more like debt going down forward.
Yeah, I think most people who play the lottery, that's their biggest thing is that they just spend all the money and then like the same time next year they're in the exact same position they were when they started.
Well, sometimes
if
it's
not
even
worse.
A lot of them, a lot of them end up like claiming bankruptcy and things like that.
Yep. So it is wild. So one last Powerball related story. This involves a Michigan woman.
Okay, the women come to play now.
Yep. I think Johnny or Joni Thompson, aged 54, told the Michigan lottery officials that beginner's luck was on her side when she bought a Powerball ticket on November 8th. Keep in mind, again, first ticket, bought it online.
Yep, that's the key.
Yep. So I think I might do that after this. After we have our podcast, that's what I'm doing. So she said, I'd never played the Powerball before, but I decided to purchase a ticket after seeing the jackpot was over $1 billion. So again, all that hype of over $1 billion bringing people together. After the drawing, I saw a social media post about a $1 million prize being won in Mecosta County. So I went to the lottery site to write down the winning numbers and then check my ticket. Thompson discovered she had won the $1 million prize.
Snap.
She said, when I realized I'd matched 5 numbers and I was the big winner, I started hyperventilating, screaming, and crying all at the same time. I had my son scan my ticket on his lottery app to make sure I was reading it right. And it's hard to describe what it feels like to win $1 million. I am still speechless.
Yeah, I would be too.
She said her plans with the money. Take a guess. What do you think her plans are with the money? By the way, she's 54 years old.
She has a son, so maybe she wants to like do like a college fund or, maybe like renovate the house or things like that. Okay.
Fair enough guesses. Thompson said that she plans to invest some of her winnings into her new business and the rest will go into savings. So she doesn't care about her son. Just to be clear, this is going to go to a new business and the rest in savings.
The son's like, yeah, you're on your own, dude. When you go to college, you're on your own. Or maybe he's done with college. Maybe that's why. You never know.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, yeah, if I won $1 million, I think I would probably invest either into myself or in like a cool business idea. I feel like that would be a lot of fun.
I think that'd be fun.
So those were the 3 main headlines of last week. Now we're going to take a quick break and be right back. And we're back. So, Akshat, what story do you got for us? What are you talking about?
Yeah. So, it kind of ties into what you were talking about earlier. You mentioned the holidays coming up, people winning the lottery. So, of course, they have money in the bank now for the holidays. And usually what happens is you got money, the holidays are coming up. What are you going to do? You're going to go shopping, right?
More money, more problems.
Whether it's for yourself, for your friends and family, near and dear loved ones, you're going to do some shopping.
Yep.
But when you're shopping, especially these days when you're doing a lot of online shopping, because usually people don't go to stores anymore.
Yeah.
When you're doing online shopping, how do you figure out that you're getting the best quality item? The best of the best. The peak de resistance.
Of course.
You find that out by reading reviews. Now, I don't know about you. That's like the first thing I do when I search for an item. I just sort by reviews.
I usually, when I'm looking at items, I usually don't read reviews. I usually just look at the stars. 5 stars, good. 4 stars is a maybe. 3 stars is a no.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the first thing I do is I sort by reviews.
Yeah.
Second thing, depending on the product, I will read some of the reviews.
Okay, fair.
So, if it's something where I'm just buying, I don't know. Like, for example, I recently bought like an adapter just to like, power up some stuff.
Yeah.
Don't really need to read the reviews for that. Just find the one that has decent reviews, buy it.
Exactly, yeah.
But if I'm buying something like, a camera lens, which costs like $300-$400, I'm probably going to read the reviews to see what other people who bought it think of it. Did they have a good experience? Did they get good quality photos? Blah, blah, blah. Things like that. So oftentimes people, read reviews to make decisions on whether or not a product is worth it or whether they should buy it. So what I have compiled today, just in time for the holiday season for all of our listeners, is reviews for a lot of different products. And who knows, maybe these reviews will either convince you to buy it for yourself or, gift it to a loved one. And, just really help you make a proper decision on whether this product is worth it.
All right.
So, starting off, Vinny, tell me, do you like ramen?
Yeah, dude, yes, of course.
Yeah.
I can have it like every day.
Exactly. I love ramen too. So when I'm buying ramen, I want to make sure I'm getting the best quality ramen.
I don't think I've ever actually read ramen reviews, but
neither have I. But after reading this one, maybe I will.
Okay,
so
what do you got?
We're going to go straight into it. So this person, first of all, 5 out of 5 stars. That means
Excellent.
It's a great quality product.
Excellent.
The tagline or the header for this review, please send help. Great start.
Question before you get into the review. What is this ramen product? Is it just like normal off-the-shelf ramen? What is this?
It's like an instant ramen, basically.
Okay.
That, you kind of just cook in like 5-10 minutes at home. It's kind of like one of those like top ramen type situations.
Yeah.
It's not top ramen. It's a different type, but basically it's just like an instant ramen.
Yeah, I just wanted to know because if the review gets 5 stars, I may buy it for myself. So maybe you can let me know offline.
Yeah. We could definitely look into which exact version of ramen this is after this review. Well, let's read the review first because you may or may not want to buy this.
It's 5 stars.
Well, yeah, but the title's "Please Send Help." So
okay, fair.
So let's go into it. So one day I was trying to get over $35 limit for free shipping on Amazon. Okay. I was just throwing random food into my cart. I came across this ramen and I had no idea what the repercussions of clicking that add to cart button would be when I bought 3 packs of it to fulfill the free shipping requirement the devious Amazon developers set up to take more of my money. Mm-hmm. So I love the setup. He's already getting into the situation, letting you know how this ramen came into his life. Yeah. And now we're getting into the juicy bits.
Oh, yeah. That's what I like about the ramen.
A few days later, I get home from work and there's a large box full of ramen on my doorstep. First of all, great present. Who doesn't like getting ramen? I'm tired and lazy from work, so I just grab the random pot, boil some water, make the ramen, stir fry it, and then set it up with a can of Arizona in front of the TV.
All right.
I don't even remember what show I was watching that night. After eating half the bowl and thinking it was pretty good, suddenly my lips were the consistency of an automobile tire, and sweat is running down my entire body. I can no longer see or even walk straight. As I half crawl towards the refrigerator, every breath is torture. Wow. As even the ramen miasma lingering around my... I don't know what miasma is. But basically,
I don't know.
lingering around my face causes a new wave of heat to hit my mouth and nose. It is heaven.
Wait,
And-
I'm confused. Is this spicy? Does he love it?
It's a spicy ramen. So
Okay.
I think we can take away that it's a spicy
Okay.
ramen.
Okay.
He first describes it as torture, but then he goes,
Yeah.
"It is heaven." So I'm trying to figure out whether or not it's heaven or is it hell. Like, I don't understand. But the next line is, "And I keep eating." I ended up drinking an entire gallon of milk. That night, I woke up due to rumbling and startled the neighbors. And they were on vacation.
What?
The next morning, I felt like I had lost my body weight in sweat. But when I got home from work, the ramen beckoned. It tasted pretty good, and I like spicy things. It has now been 2 weeks with me eating the ramen at least once every 2 days. My lips are peeling off. I no longer have any discernible internal organs, and my milk budget has reached economic crisis levels. I fed it to my sister, and she cried. This may be my last Amazon review ever. 10 out of 10 would recommend to everyone I know.
All right. So let me share my thoughts because I can relate to this guy. Like that red, very spicy ramen with like the.
Well,
with the
do I
chicken on
have
it?
some news for you? This is that ramen.
This is that ramen.
This is that
Yo,
ramen.
this is my favorite ramen. It burns so bad. So bad. And after the first bite, it's like you are on fire. And yet, something draws me back. I don't know what it is. My stomach hates it. My tongue hates it. When it comes out, my butthole hates it. Everything is on fire all the time. But I always come back. I don't know what it is. Last time I had it was, I think I was even telling you about it. Maybe like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe sometime last month. And I was dying. I was crying myself. I couldn't feel my face. Every time this happens, my nipple goes numb. Only one. And I did not have milk. So what I did have was chocolate covered raspberries.
What? Why is
I-
that the thing?
I didn't have milk.
Do you not have ice cream? Do you not have yogurt? Like,
No. I didn't have any of that. I ate over 12 servings of frozen chocolate covered raspberries, totaling to over 90 grams of sugar.
oh my God.
And my God, I don't know. Nothing. My life was, I don't know, flashed before my eyes. It was not great. But 10 out of 10 would eat again.
Okay, so jumping off of that, there is another review for this product.
Okay, here we go.
Again, 5 stars. Title, "When I tell you this came from the deepest pits of hell." So allow me to tell you.
Same product, you said?
Same product.
All
Allow
right.
me to tell you. 8 a.m. Just like any normal day, I wake up and I have breakfast. 8:30. Get a notification that my package is almost here. 9 o'clock. Package gets here with these lovely noodles and a few other things. 10:30. Starting to get hungry and I remember, I got my new noodles. 10:45. Start cooking these and excited for the nice kick with my noodles. I laugh at my naive self now. 10:55. I put the cooked noodles in a bowl and pour in the blood red sauce and flakes. I nearly sneeze at the smell of it. I have finished assembling noodles and I'm ready to dig in. I sink in my first bite. 10:56. Instant heat and regret. The taste is delicious, but after swallowing the first bite, the heat hits. It feels as though the cowboy next door stuck his branding iron in my mouth. Tears well up in my eyes as I smile in pure painful pleasure.
Wow.
10:58. My next bite, the flavor is gone, like my father. I feel nothing but heat. and my stomach feels like Rocky is using it as a punching bag. I go for another bite, and my nose decides to become a faucet. I rip 2 pieces of paper towels, and I shove them up my nose to stop the flood, but to no avail. The dam has already collapsed.
Wow.
10:59. I finish the noodles, and I'm faced with the broth only comparable to the river Styx. I see the flakes floating around and little bits of noodle. I know if these noodles were alive, they'd be crying like the souls of the damned, already in immense pain. I swallow my pride and start sipping. In an instant, my mouth and throat turn into lava. I feel every millimeter of the devil's sauce run down my throat and hit my stomach like an atomic bomb. I am in pain.
Wow.
11:10.
So poetic.
The pain subdues, but my lips and stomach are still feeling the burn a bit. My day continues on with some relaxation after 5 days of work I just had. 1300 hours, or 1 o'clock. My stomach decides to start swearing at me with gurgles and growls as this concoction of death and pain sweeps through my intestines. I fear for my colon at the impending doom.
Oh, yeah.
2 o'clock. The gurgles have gotten louder, and the feeling of certain death is rising upon me. In preparation for what is about to happen, I write my will and let my family members know I love them. Lord, have mercy on my soul. I read it as like, Lord, have mercy.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 o'clock. In an instant, it hits me. A fart that could roast a marshmallow, followed by the burn of 1,000 suns on my colon. The time has come. I rush to the bathroom, prepared to embrace the Reaper. But the feeling goes away. I must be imagining thing. Boom! It hits me. The burn is unreal. I am currently birthing Satan's child. The pressure in my abdomen is like nothing I have ever experienced before. Without a second thought, I grab some TP to ensure the capsaicin doesn't rest too long on my poor bum. But it comes in waves. Nothing I can do now can stop this hellfire from escaping. My vision starts to blur. My breathing gets heavy. This is it. This is how I die. 5:10. The very essence of the afterlife has been exorcised from my system, and I now sit here in wallowing pain on my bathroom floor writing this. To those who dare venture down this dark path of pain, just know it was absolutely worth it and delicious. And I would recommend it to anyone who loves spicy food as much as I do. May the Lord have mercy on thou digestive system, you brave souls. But in all seriousness, 10 out of 10. These noodles are absolutely amazing, and I recommend them to any spice lover out there. Hope you enjoyed.
Yo, this guy should be a writer.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I was with him the entire time. I think what I'm going to do, I still have 3 packets of that remaining, by the way. I ate 2 packets.
Yeah.
The first time I ate it, of course, like I said, I was dying. Second time I ate it is I actually stirred in like other kind of like curry sauces.
Why?
So I don't die.
Oh, I thought you meant like you're making it spicier. I'm like, what are you doing?
No, I put in like a coconut curry sauce.
Oh, okay.
And so it was nice. And I put in some veggies and whatnot as well. So I kind of lowered it a little bit.
Yeah.
It was still painful, but I was able to eat all of it. Did not need any water. Okay, I mean I had water at the end. I didn't need any milk, ice cream, the chocolate covered raspberries. Didn't need any of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of helped, but it was not as enjoyable. You kind of want the full experience like these folks had. Yeah. That's the only way that this is worth it. So I'm thinking,
I will say, when I first had it, the first time I made it, again, first 2 bites in, same exact boat as this guy. Like I'm dying.
Yeah.
I did something similar. I added stuff to make it more bearable.
Yeah.
I knew dairy works. I just went the dairy route. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to add in a cheese.
Yeah.
A, melted cheese and noodles. It's going to taste good.
Yeah.
B, it will help take some of the spice off.
Yes.
Definitely helped. It definitely like toned it down a bit. I know my mom tried a bite. She was like, nah, throw these out. This is poison.
This is not good for moms. Not safe for moms.
Yeah, they should put like a tagline on this, like not safe for moms. But yeah, it was just ridiculous of how spicy these are, but they're so good. I know I've gone back to the store and I've gotten the black packet of these, which is like 1 spice level below. Those are like the perfect level of spice. Like you still feel the pain, the heat, but you don't need to add like cheese or like coconut cream or whatever to like tone it down. It's a little bit more manageable for people who love spice.
Do you know what I want to do? I want to do one of these podcasts where we kind of level up in spiciness. We have the black one first, and we do the podcast, and then the following
halfway
podcast,
through,
and then the following podcast, we go and get the super spicy ones these guys are talking about.
Oh yeah,
and try to talk through it
and just eat it while we're doing the episode.
Eating while we're doing the podcast.
Oh, that's such a good idea. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it is, but I think it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Listeners, if you want that to happen, just give us a like. One like. I'll do it. One like on this podcast.
One like on this video.
One like on this podcast, we will do it. And I think it's a great idea to do that. I think it was super fun. But yeah, so I think this pretty much confirms we are buying those noodles. That was a fantastic review. So definitely worth to buy those noodles. Now the last review that I have for you today is basically for the holiday season. If you're not gifting somebody ramen, you might be gifting, your kids toys or things like that. So what we have here is basically Sky Airplanes. The actual name of these is Sky Airplane for Boys.
Okay. I'm glad that's clarified.
It is. So this review has 5 stars.
Okay.
And the tagline is, "Beware, these are dangerous for girls."
I guess.
So let's go into it. So my daughter is always playing with her big brother's toy airplanes, but he doesn't want to share them all the time. So I decided it was time for her to get some toy airplanes of her own. I came across this listing for 3 Sky Airplane for Boys. The part about it for being for boys made me nervous because she is not a boy. Okay. But she plays with toys belonging to a boy, her brother, all the time. And nothing bad happens to her.
Yeah.
And they just look so fun. For context, the dining table that the picture was taken on of the toys, it has like that broken glass effect.
Okay.
So that's where this ties into the next line where it says, probably because going back up. Yeah. So, and they just look so fun sitting there on that broken glass, probably broken from the planes landing on it. After all, they are Sky Airplanes, not landing airplanes. Anyways, I decided to take the chance. Bad mistake. She loved the airplanes at first, but an hour after she played with them, I noticed she had taken off her pink blouse with the sparkly ruffles and put on her brother's Monster Tuck t-shirt. Instead, this afternoon, I caught her with the scissors, giving herself a high and tight haircut. By dinner time, her voice had dropped a full octave. I kid you not, a 12 notes on the chromatic scale. I checked. And at dessert, she burst into tears. "Mommy," she said in a gravelly voice, "I just don't know who I am anymore." Well, I knew what I had to do. I had no choice, really. I packed up 3 Sky Airplane for Boys in a metal box and put a padlock on it. I had my husband dig a deep, deep hole in the backyard, since as a woman, I never touch our digging shovel for men. And we buried the box. It took all night. But by the next morning, my daughter's voice was high and lighting again, and she was wearing a purple and tiered dress with the sequined flowers. Whew, that was such a close call. No more boy toys for this little sweetie. From now on, the only toys she is allowed to have are princess castles and easy bake ovens.
Wow. There is so much I have. So much I have on that. Okay.
Oh, man.
I guess I'll start off here. So this toy seems like it's not a permanent thing, right? It's like if you have it in your possession, you'll be transformed for that time. But if it gets taken away, you go back.
Exactly.
So I guess that's pretty magical in one sense.
I will say, though, I'm a little confused is what if I'm a boy and I get these? Do I become like more manly? Like if I'm 8 years old and I start playing with these, do I just grow like a mustache? And then, like all of a sudden I'm wearing like cargo shorts and, white New Balances with socks pulled all the way up.
Not gonna lie, I think if you want to hit puberty early, this is what you do.
These are toys for you.
If you feel like your son or daughter is not manly enough, this is what you do.
you just need to get these 3 little miniature airplanes that I don't know. First of all, side note, I don't understand how these are toys. I don't know how you play with them. Like, do you just like
that's exactly that's what it is.
All you do all day, just walking around with the little tiny little airplane in your hand. But yeah, like you said, if you want to hit puberty early, you want to become more of a man, make your wife love you more. These are the planes for you. You'll just become more manly.
Wow.
Just become a man's man by using these. Because clearly these are not for girls.
Yeah.
Boys, sky airplane for boys. Girls can't play with planes. That's not allowed at all. But in all seriousness, this was a fantastic, sarcastic review by Robin Broyles. Props to her. Her sarcasm skills are on point. Yeah. She has a doctorate in sarcasm. Because this is just an excellent review. To all those out there who are thinking of getting this for your daughters, do not. There will be tragedy in your life. And your daughter will no longer be your daughter.
If she chooses not to be your daughter,
yes,
this is the perfect gift.
True. If how sometimes kids, when they get angry at their parents, be like, "You're not my mom anymore."
Yeah.
This, like, you give this to your kid when you're angry with them. Well, guess what? You're not my daughter anymore. But yeah, what a great review. So, hopefully some of these reviews that we shared with you today helped you as the listener, know what you're getting for your friends and family for this holiday season. It's some informed buying. Now you know that, you want to get them that ramen. You want to get all the boys in your family these planes so that they become even more manly. Just make sure you don't give it to like a niece or your daughter or anything like that, or else you're going to have like a big problem. But otherwise, I think we're pretty much done with our holiday shopping, right? I think we're pretty much good to go.
Yeah, I can completely attest to the ramen. If you don't know, that's what you get, people. Yeah. You get it? They will hate you for life or love you.
Anybody left on your shopping list that you haven't like bought anything for yet, first thing you want to get them is this ramen. Be like, I thought of you when I bought this. I specifically had you in mind when I bought this. And this is a very little special gift for you that I'm sure you are going to enjoy. And then just turn off your phone. Do not pick up any messages from them. Do not speak to them for another couple weeks, and then come back after like 2-3 weeks and be like, "Hey, how'd you like the ramen? How was it?"
They may not be alive.
Well, yeah, if they're still alive, ask them, "How was the ramen? Hope you enjoyed." They might punch you, they might slap you,
or they might love you.
Yeah, or they might just hug you and be like, "Yo, best gift ever. Buy me some more." So you never know. But at least now that our holiday shopping is done, we're all settled. We can now move on to more bigger and better things in our lives. So guys, that brings us to the conclusion of today's episode. We talked about a bear declaring war on Christmas, a goldfish half the size of my body, as well as tips on how to win your local lottery. Finally, we wrapped it up with talking about the perfect holiday gifts, as well as how to make sure that they are the right gifts for you and your loved ones. So this has been Some Day, Some Time, with some news